It is a beautiful morning. We have been quite busy lately. In fact, I haven't done one of these vlog entries like this in, I don't remember how long. There's been a ton of stuff going on. I've been doing a bunch of house projects, working on changing my attitude, I guess you could say, on the stuff that needs to be done around the house, the renovations, the maintenance, and things like that. You know, I've been trying to turn those into time lapses or just little pieces to show what it is we've been working on. Had a big renovation recently where we took out all the carpet in the living room, all the tile in the kitchen and the nook area, replaced it all with a vinyl wood looking plank. That took the better part of a month to get done. In fact, I just recently got all the construction dust cleaned off of things. We've been able to put up some decorations. I think I did a little video on that. Ben had begged me to put up decorations in mid-November, and we really had a lot of fun. I did some 360 photographs and video using my the Ricoh Theta V 360 camera. I'm trying to figure out how this thing works best for, it's a new way of looking at the world. So far, all the stuff I've done with cameras has been just your traditional non-360. Learning how to use that, it's been finding that it's actually quite good for the video that I do in the car because I can extract a flat image right out of the 360 video. It's a 4K image, so it's huge, and that takes up a lot of space. But once it's all edited down, it's nice and small. Been working on some history projects for stuff at church. We did a short little kind of a summary, a 3-minute summary of the history of our church. It's been over 20 years. It was in May of 1996 that they got started. That was way before we even knew where Springfield, Missouri was, where we live now. In fact, 1996, Jill and I were, at the time, were we engaged yet? Yeah, we'd been engaged for a month, but we recently found the old VHS of that original work day that they had for doing the renovations, and I've started digitizing that. I got some digitizing hardware, and I've got found the old VHS recorder, or not recorder, but VHS VCR. Yeah, that's what it's called. The VCR here that I'm able to play this back and then digitize it into the Mac. And that was an interesting thing because I'm learning that I'd heard of interlacing before in video, but I didn't really realize what that did when you're digitizing and how bad it can look unless you put it through another process after digitizing or have better software, which I don't have. I'm currently using free software, but I've only been researching this for about a week now. Using the free software, I've been able to de-interlace, and interlacing is just where the videos are, the lines in the video are. If you want to know what that is, there's a million YouTube videos out there telling you what interlacing and how to de-interlace. What else has been going on? Ben had his first band concert, so I was able to get a little video of that. He's in 6th grade, so this was everybody's first band concert, so it was really simple. It's 6th grade, they're having a lot of fun. I did a little bit of discovery. I found this photo of the boys when they were little, and I realized that inside the frame there was pictures that I had put inside of there of a previous year, or maybe 2 years prior. So I did a little video of that, and maybe I'll put that in here and I'll just talk over the top of it and show you how I took the pictures from the back. Had a little trouble getting them lined up in here so that they would not slide, and so I used Post-it notes, the sticky parts of Post-it notes, and cut those off and put those in between to hold them in place. And then I used the backing on here. I needed black. I didn't have any black construction paper or anything to put a backing so it wouldn't have this blue that was in there. I thought, well, I've got gaff tape, so I used gaff tape to make that backing in there look good. And I like how it turned out. Anything else we've been working on? Tons of stuff for church. Been doing their live stream at church. That's going really well. We're getting better and better at that. We're using Sling Studio, which is this hub thing right here. Can you see that in there? Yeah, you can see that. The Sling Studio is a great tool for being able to do the switching. So like right now, I'm switching from camera to camera. So Benjamin and I, we share this room here. So this is my home office and Benjamin's bedroom, and then his older brothers, Zachary and Brian, they share a bedroom. That can be interesting sometimes. They're learning interpersonal skills, is one way to put it. learning how to get along with each other when we're learning how to help them get along with each other too. Oh, another thing is we went to Texas to visit family for Thanksgiving, and I shot a bunch of video of that, did some a little bit of time-lapse stuff, a little bit of just kind of, Turkey Day, putting the turkey together, and, working with my cousins and, not cousins, my nieces and nephews, and some of the fun that we had. And we went mini golfing and did some go-kart stuff while we were there. And the trip to Texas was fun. It's much easier these days with the boys being, how old are they? Zach is 16. In 11 days from now, he will be 17. And I'm just now realizing that the first vlog entry I did was on his 16th birthday. So I'm going to need to do another one. Boy, I had high hopes of doing tons and tons of these vlog entries, but I think I've only done, I don't know, maybe 2 dozen. I'll go for 4 dozen this next year. 4 dozen vlog entries. 48. Can I do it? It's a good goal. So Zach's turning 17. Brian turned 14 last month. Benjamin is 11. He'll be 12, not till summertime, till June. I was hoping this past summer to do some follow-up interviews with the boys, because the previous summer before I had done, just little how are you doing interviews. Oh, by the way, I did some interviews with Court and Tabitha, one of my nieces and nephew. Benjamin was in that one as well. And we did just asking them, what's your favorite things right now in life, and what advice do you give to your children in the future? It's funny what advice a 9, 10, 11-year-old gives. So that was fun. But I do want to do interviews with the boys and kind of do a catch-up. If I get that done every 2 to 3 years, I think I'll be pretty happy with just being able to map their progress and show themselves in the future what kinds of things were on their mind when they were, at such and such age. Been doing a ton of stuff with various video projects. I have a huge backlog of stuff that I want to work on, but I'm venturing off into digitizing some old VHS tapes, and that's a new challenge that I knew I'd eventually get into, but I'm just now doing that. I have this idea that I want to try where I have people's old photographs and family videos and have them sit down and watch them, and then just put a microphone in front of them and have them do a running commentary, say what they remember, or what they know about that photo, or know or don't know, what they speculate, what was going on, so that they can have a, that commentary, just like a director's commentary on a movie. So the director talks about, oh yeah, this is when that was the day that we shot this, and whatever types of things they want to talk about would be fun for future generations to have. I think that would also help people to be less intimidated. I'll probably put like a small cell phone camera or something, up next to the monitor, but that's not where they won't be focused on the camera that's getting their reactions and things, and I'll mix those in, probably using the Sling Studio, because then I can live mix it. They won't be focused though on the camera, so that won't be intimidating to them. They'll be focused on the pictures or the videos, and so it'll be much more natural for them to become very relaxed. And perhaps if time allows in those types of things, I can also interject questions and ask them some of the typical oral history type things that you ask, because this will be a natural, the video or the slideshow will be a natural way to help them relax and open up and share about those types of things that their future generations are absolutely going to love. So those are the ideas that I have going on. A friend of mine recently told me about these books that are out there that I'm looking forward to reading through. This one right here is Q&A, A Day for Kids, by Becky Frank or France. I think it's Becky Frank. And it's a 3-year journal, and they each day, it's like these are June 16th and 17th. You have one question that they answer, and then they do that for 3 years in a row. So the first year on June 16th, they just fill out this one. The next one, they fill out this one. And the question for June 16th is, today was fun because, and they write down why today was fun. Or if they decide, I'm going to write down why today wasn't fun, today wasn't fun at all because I had to do a lot of homework, or whatever it is. But then they can see what they wrote the previous year or previous 2 years and write down their next comment, and they can kind of see their own progress in their own handwriting. So far, I haven't been able to get any of the boys interested in doing this. Benjamin, perhaps. But I think at the very least, what I'll be able to do is start using this as a way of getting little snippets from the boys about, I'll use some of the questions that are in here, getting things from them about their days, about things that have been going on in their lives, to document that and have it for future reminisce. I think if I had more of this type of stuff, I would probably have had more compassion with my kids and the phases that they're in, because I would remember from watching myself talk about it back then. I would remember, what it was like to be a 16-year-old, what I was feeling like, what I was concerned about, what it was important to me. And I'd be able to see, okay, yeah, that was a big deal to me. Whereas today, I'll admit, sometimes I look at what the boys are concerned about and I just go, really? Well, why? And it would be helpful for me. And I think it helps other people too. So again, my biggest goals in this type of stuff are to make sure that I share some things that are helpful, that are real, that are fun. As importantly as that, I want to help to inspire other people to take the camera that they have in their hand. Their cell phone has a camera that's wonderful, and to get little snippets, ask their kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? What's your favorite movie right now? What's your favorite song? What's your favorite toy? Things like fidget spinners have come and gone already. Kids were just so excited about those, and now they're like, oh, fidget spinners, that's old. Those types of things they're going to look back on and they're going to want to show their kids, and it'll be fun for them. Plus, there's also insights that you gain as you look back. I was looking at a picture recently in fact, it's right here. This picture it's a holiday picture, and I'm just a year old in this picture. My mom and dad are in here, and they were married at the time. I look at that picture with more insight today because I remember what they were like to me, but now I'm in my 40s. I'm older today than my parents were in that picture. Both my mom and dad were 23 in that picture. I'm 23 years older. I'm double the age that they were in that picture. And my, aunts and uncles, they live out on the East Coast. My two cousins that were in that picture, Marn and Trey. In that picture, I can see a whole lot more, and I know more about the family dynamics from talking with people over the years. I know that Grandma to me was this wonderful, caring, nurturing person, and yet I've heard some other stories from people where some of her insecurities caused hurt with people. And I can see that now, and I can understand why that would be. Grandma's childhood was not good at all. She was overprotective, and she was wanting to be loving, but she kind of had, a bit of the, what's the best way to put it? She protected in the best way she could, but it ended up being too sheltering. And too much of trying to control the circumstances around things. And I can see how that can happen. It makes perfect sense to me today, although I bet it was very difficult for the family dynamics at the time. But that wasn't my experience with Grandma at all. I was 13 when she passed away. I talked about this and some other things. And I share these again just because, I don't know, my perspective, like any person, your perspective continues to change as you learn more, as you think more about where people were at in their lives. So, yeah, tons on our plate and a lot to do. Tonight, I will be going up to church. We have a conference starting at church this evening where there's a couple coming in town from somewhere out in California, and I don't remember the name of the conference, but I know I'm showing up with all the video gear and going to do coverage of that for the church on their YouTube channel, and that'll be lots of fun. Hopefully I'll be able to take some B-roll stuff of when I was taking the kids to school and driving around town and put that in the video if I haven't already, and I'm looking forward to putting together the video for the summary and time-lapse of the work that we did on the floor in the house. That was a lot of hard work, and I want to put that in a summary video for us to look back on. The pain of the work is already starting to get fuzzy in my mind, and we're just really enjoying the finished product, as happens with many things. That's all for today. We'll see you. I want to say we'll see you tomorrow, but we'll see you as soon as we can.